conveyors, the tube conveyors, the belt conveyors. And there are different kinds of advantages or disadvantages of each of these cases. But yes, moving more and more towards those which are perhaps less polluting is what the direction should be. Then coming to combustion, I would not say that we'll get deep into it, but basically what we are saying is that if coal is being burnt, then what would be the best way of using it so that you can mitigate the disaster that is taking place because of emissions. And lastly, of course, it's post where you can think in terms of carbon capture and clean coal technologies and various other things, even gasification for that reason, as to how you would convert today. We are talking of brown hydrogen, which is a case where you can do gasification and use syngas to produce hydrogen. These are various alternatives, but all the same, this whole chain that we are talking about, we may not be able to cover everything in that chain today. But we are basically looking at the earlier parts, which would be the mining issue, the transportation issue, and how can you bring in better techniques in mining to make the whole process greener. This is briefly what we've been going to discuss, and I think Mr. Gautam has also elaborated. One fact must always be kept in mind that that the country, the nation has given a commitment of reducing carbon emissions and coming to a net zero stage somewhere into 2070. It's far away. But then we also have another intermediate kind of a target which the government of India has kind of projected, which talks about a developed nation by 2047. Now, if you combine the two issues, you know that the demand for coal, which Mr. Gautam says, demand for energy is going to be many, many fold more. Maybe by 2030, we may need twice the amount of energy that we are using today. By 2040 or 47, maybe 3 times or 4 times the energy that we are using today. If we are looking at a kind of stage of development where we can conveniently call this country either a middle-income company or a developed economy. But at the same time, one has to see how this energy is going to come. So topmost in anybody's mind when you talk of a rapid increase in development is energy security. How are you going to secure that energy from whatever sources that are available? When we talk of that, then one thing automatically comes in one's mind is, what is it that we internally have the strength which can be utilized? And our strength, as he said, is the biofuel that we have, coal. We are deficient in oil. We have plenty of sun because we come in the tropical region and we can use the sunlight as a source. But then there are limitations. We talk of hydro. This is an area where I would not like to really go into details because despite the fact that there is good amount of potential, there are various issues with regard to environment when it comes to hydro. We're talking of storage, water storage, pump storage kind of approaches. Again, it's an excellent idea. But again, what comes to mind is what is the capacity you can reach or generate power with that kind of technology? Are there large number of sites where you can do it or not? all these issues need to be seen to see what best would be the mix that we can bring in of energy sources so that you meet the needs of the people and at the same time try to preserve or at least mitigate the damage that can be caused to the environment. I think with this I would like to welcome Mr. Prasad, who is our chief guest and CMD CIL. He is a long standing in the industry and we await to hear him. We have Mr. Sen, who has been Additional Chief Secretary in West Bengal. He's done a lot of work on IT. And I'm sure you would like to, I shouldn't be prompting you, but I'm sure you'd like to say something on IT applications in this entire mining sector. I welcome everybody who's in the hall today to this 5th edition of CLI. We look forward to a lot of fruitful discussion throughout the day in the 3 technical sessions that we have planned. Thank you very much, and once again, welcome everybody to this conference.
Thank you, Mr. Parthi, for your very valuable and your nice welcome address. Now, the next point on the agenda is that I'm going to have the honor of inviting Shri Devashish Senji to the dais, who is the guest of honor of this function today. Mr. Devashish Sen is the former Additional Chief Secretary, West Bengal, and former CMD, WB HIDCO. Shri Devashish Sen, IAS 1985 batch, is a distinguished civil servant with over 35 years experience in governance, urban development, IT, and public finance. As CMD of WB HIDCO and Chairman NKDA, he led the transformation of 7,000 acres land into New Town, Kolkata, now a smart green city and the very venue of this conference too. Trained at Harvard and IMF Institute, he pioneered innovations in e-governance, blockchain, AI, IoT, and sustainable urban growth, leaving a lasting impact on this smart city of development. So, and may I present to you, Mr. Jain. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Mr. Gautam. On the dais, Chairman Sri Prasad, Sri Parthi, and Mr. Jha. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity here. I have come here on previous occasions also, and I never fail to welcome the delegates into a hall. You are sitting into the smart green city that you are there, which was to a large part built with my team in my presence. This new town is a certified platinum rated green city. And in the path to be a green city, I must express my thanks to the Coal India Limited, which had given some CSR 10 years ago in 2015, and you can still see the first air-conditioned electric buses moving around in the streets of Newtown. We were trying to make a, thank you very much, Coal India and sustainability. Thank you very much, because we were setting a trend that you can move people without burning fossil fuel. It was at that time not available. You had electric vehicles, but air-conditioned buses was not available in India. We traveled to London in a delegation led by the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. And when we asked the British engineers, they say, we have electric vehicles. We even rode one, but we don't have air condition. And if we put on air condition, the energy balance will be disturbed. To cut a long story short, our journey to a green, smart city is partly indebted to the Coal India, and definitely I acknowledge this. While I am an ardent supporter of sustainable development, and Mr. Parthi was also talking about the Purulia water storage, pump storage systems and other things. The present geopolitical system of the world, the most powerful country in the world, the United States of America and POTUS, as they say, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, he says, drill, baby, drill. That means no regard to sustainability, environment, and anything. You just drill fossil fuel and sell it and burn it. In fact, our 50% tariff on India is also related to basically fuel. Why are you buying Russian fuel and not from us? This is the basic underlying argument. So therefore, if the richest country is least bothered, they had already pulled out of the Paris Agreement, if they are least bothered about greening, then why should we stop coal mining? And our Deutsche Pachami in our own state and all the coal reserves, we should absolutely go ahead, full speed ahead, and we must beat the Western world in what we have in plenty. However, that does not take us away from taking the benefits of technology in trying to mitigate the bad effects of burning fossil fuel in general and coal in particular. I am very, very impressed by the three things, trio of AI, robotics, and IoT. Together, Russia and Ukraine are fighting on this. Yesterday, you know, the Israel has sent a missile to Qatar, a completely different country, no regard to any sovereignty, and they have broken a building. How? By autonomous aerial vehicles, UAV. And these are guided by self-thinking artificial intelligence. Do you know why? The reason is that always the enemy people will make jammers so that the communication with the ground station is lost. So from the control station, you cannot guide a drone to go and bomb that Qatar building. What happens is that inbuilt intelligence, which is traveling with the unmanned aerial vehicle, is going and fulfilling its target.